Another variation of the two-sum problem you might come across involves returning the values that add up to the target rather than returning the indices. The brute force and the more optimal approach utilizing a hash map that I covered in the first two-sum video are both valid approaches for this variation, but I'm not going to cover those approaches in this video. Since the indices no longer matter, it allows us to approach this problem in a new way, by sorting the values and using two pointers. This approach has a big O of n log n time complexity and constant space complexity. The general idea is first we'll sort the array of numbers in ascending order, then we'll set up a pointer at the beginning of the array and a pointer at the end of the array. Next we'll set up a while loop that will iterate as long as the left pointer is less than the right pointer. Inside of the while loop, we'll add whatever values the pointer indices contain and check if the sum equals the target. If it does, we'll return those two values. Else, if the sum is less than the target, we'll increment the left pointer because we need to increase the sum. Else, if the sum is greater than the target, we'll decrement the right pointer because we need to decrease the sum. In this example, we have a target of 32. First, we'll sort the array in ascending order. Next, we'll initialize a left pointer at the 0 index and a right pointer at the last index. This gives us the values of -18 and 33, which sums up to 15. Then we check if the sum equals our target, which it doesn't. Next, we check if the sum is less than the target, which it is, so we increment the left pointer. Our while loop iterates, and now our left pointer is pointing at 4. 4 plus 33 gives us a sum of 37. We check if the sum equals the target, it doesn't. We check if the sum is less than the target, and it's not. We check if the sum is greater than the target, it is, so we decrement the right pointer. The while loop iterates, and now our right pointer is pointing at 22. 4 plus 22 is 26. We check if the sum equals the target, it doesn't. We check if the sum is less than the target, it is, so we increment the left pointer. The while loop iterates, and the left pointer points at 10 now. 10 plus 22 is 32. 32 equals our target, so we return the values 10 and 22. Okay, let's translate this to code. I want to start off by noting that this solution assumes there will always be two numbers that sum up to our target. We'll start off by sorting the array of numbers, and we'll use the built-in sort method for this. We'll check if num1 is less than num2. If it is, we'll return -1. Then we'll check if num1 is greater than num2. If it is, we'll return 1. And this will sort our array in ascending order. Next, we'll initialize our left and right pointers. We'll initialize the left pointer with the value of 0, and we'll initialize our right pointer with the last index. Next, we'll set up our while loop, and we want this to run while the left pointer is less than the right pointer. We'll store the sum in a const where we add the left and right numbers together. Then we'll check if the sum equals the target. And if it does, we'll return the left and right numbers. Else, if the sum is less than the target, we will increment the left pointer. Else, if the sum is greater than the target, we'll decrement the right pointer. And that's our solution. Let's run this against our test cases. And we get our expected output.